Boyfriend flew me to Hawaii, and when we got home, I broke up with him. Sounds savage, but he deserved it. This is actually the only breakup story I have where I broke up with someone. I saw some red flags while we were in Hawaii, only pertaining to the way that him and his sister were fighting and the way he treated her. I stick out the rest of the trip in Hawaii. Sounds like such a first world problem. We get back from our trip and we actually had a trip to Chicago planned for him to meet my parents. We get to Illinois, and let me just say, my parents are so easy to get along with. They're very fun, outgoing people. And my mom is like the biggest sweetheart, so easy to talk to. My mom's getting to know him, asking him a bunch of questions about himself. She asks, where's your favorite place you've ever traveled? Things quickly move downhill from here. Responds with Rome. He could have just locked away the key then and shut up. Instead, he goes into full detail. The story begins, he was at his gym in San Francisco sitting in the sauna. A beautiful girl walked in and they start talking about traveling. She tells him she's going to Rome tomorrow and invites him spontaneously. Apparently, he said yes and booked a last-minute trip to go to Rome with this girl he literally just met in a gym sauna. And he tells my mom it was one of the most beautiful experiences of his life. In his exact words, he said, we were in the rain, doing everything, and other things that I won't mention right now. We all knew what the other things were, dude. You didn't need to tell my mother. At this moment, I give him a look of like, why are you telling her this? It's like so disrespectful and inappropriate. I finally just shake my head and I'm like, what are you doing? And I start yelling at him in front of my mom and sister, telling him that it was a very weird story and I felt disrespected. He was telling my mom this the first time meeting her. Or really even ever. Why are we talking about some other girl that you were hooking up with in Rome while you're meeting my parents for the first time? Later that night when we were alone, I tell him I think he should fly back early to Miami tomorrow where he lived. He was like, oh, are you breaking up with me? In that moment, yes, I should have, but I think I was too scared. I'm not very good with confrontation. I've never broke up with anybody. So I tell him I think we just need some time apart because we spent a lot of time together. I could not get up the nerve to actually end things with him. He goes back to Miami, and after being in Chicago, I fly back to Scottsdale where I live. My mom and sister actually flew back with me because they were coming to stay with me for a week. Him and I are still communicating every day until...
That's actually bizarre. Is this man stupid or what? Like, seriously, the first time meeting your new girlfriend's parents in a different city, for the first time, and he's literally banging on about his brilliant, fantastic, fabulous time in Rome with his old girlfriend, lover, friend, whatever you want to call it. This girl he met spontaneously went to Rome with her and they did whatever they had to do and enjoyed every second of it, and he thought of the need to actually tell his new girlfriend's mom that on the first time. Like maybe it's something you bring up, once you've been together for 4 years and you're all quite closely knitted, but not the first time. That's just an instant no, an instant red flag, and an instant get out of my house. You're just disrespecting me and my daughter. That's what it seems like to me. So the woman here said itself. When a mom asked her where's he been to and his favourite place he's travelled, and he said Rome, he could have literally just left it there. He could have just talked about the things he saw there. The Colosseum, the Trevi Fountain, the Spanish Steps, the Vatican Museum. But no, instead he rambled on about the most pleasurable time he had with this person he just met. And if that's the picture he wants to paint himself on an impression for his new girlfriend's parents, and so be it. Good for him. But that's definitely the wrong choice he definitely made there, because why would you do that? What normal person would do something like that? Absolutely insane, bizarre, weird, crazy. You just blew it. Let's go watch part 2.
This is the second part to this story. One of the nights my mom and sister are out here in Scottsdale visiting. It was monsooning, so we decide to stay in and just play a bunch of games. If you don't love games, you cannot be a part of my family. My best friend, mom, sister, and I were playing this game on our phones that made you do like different dares. It's my sister's turn and she gets that she has to prank phone call somebody. And my mom was like, you should do the guy that I was dating. I was like, oh my gosh, yeah, let's do it. What's the prank call gonna be about? My sister was like, what if we say that it's his credit card company and there's a weird charge coming from some type of adult website? All of us were like, oh my gosh, yes, that is so funny. We're going with that. And she calls him and he doesn't pick up. So she leaves a voicemail and she's like, hi, this is Visa calling about your credit card. We're seeing some interesting charges coming from this adult website. We're not sure if it's you or not. Please give us a call back. About 5 minutes later, he calls my sister's phone back. And we tell her, when you answer, just go with it, just go with it. She answers and continues to go along with the prank, acting like she's the credit card company. Then he goes, is this Kylie? Which, that's my sister's name. And she starts laughing super hard and she's like, haha, yeah, it's us. We're playing a game. It was a prank. Sorry. We're all sitting there laughing. You can hear him laughing on the phone. Ha 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 ha. Then he stops laughing and he goes, haha, yeah, not funny. And in that moment, we all got really quiet because you could tell he was being dead serious. My sister was like, so-and-so, I'm really sorry. It was honestly just a joke. It was a prank phone call. Like, you found out it was me anyway. He starts accusing my sister of like trying to get his credit card info to fraud him. And she's just sitting there repeatedly apologizing, trying to explain this was a joke and a prank. I'm just in disbelief that this is happening. And he keeps telling my sister, I don't know you. I don't know what you're capable of. Speaking of my sister, she is in labor right now. We need all the positive vibes going her way. So he met my sister and I couldn't believe he thought she was capable of that. Then he says, is your sister even there or is she out at the bars? Grabbed the phone and big sis came out. I was like, you are not going to talk to my family that way. We are gonna go, bye-bye. The next morning he sends this huge apology text, but I knew it was time to call him and end it. So I did. I couldn't deal with the fact that he had talked disrespectfully to women, especially my own family, myself, and we clearly did not have the same sense of humors. And take a prank call, we ain't a match.
Wow, it's definitely prank call gone south, isn't it? The fact that, all that family is, a family full of jokers, and they think it's a good idea to prank phone call her, at the time, current boyfriend over her credit card, and obviously he takes offence to that, doesn't he? He is really defensive and goes down the line of he was trying to get his bank details out of him, which, some people do that in the world, so you can kind of see where he tried to get it from. But that's you only made that assumption after already finding out that it was his sister who he was speaking to on the phone, who at first he thought was like a Visa credit card. And the fact that he just burst off raging and talking really disrespectfully to her sister and like the rest of the family, it's just like, no, just not what you need. And again, it's just like the second red flag that this woman encountered, and she had no choice but to quit the relationship and end there, because if somebody's going to get that so angry and defensive over just what was just meant to be an innocent, funny prank call on a game night with this family, just turned absolutely. They basically hit a rough patch, didn't they? And a rough patch that they weren't able to get out of. Hopefully, this woman can find the man that she deserves.